Brandon McManus set to kick off.
Here's Brandon McManus to get this one going. And we're underway in Caesar Superdome. Valus Jones now on the return. He's brought down just inside the 25.
On the return. The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Offense out now to get us started. It's 1st and 10. Now give left side. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
That is simply a stay-on-schedule kind of run. Nothing more, nothing less, just right on schedule.
2nd and 5 at the 29-yard line.
So gain of 5 on that 1st down. Let's see if they can repeat that performance now here on 2nd. Back-to-back carries here. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. And goes to the hurry up here.
First and 10.
Trying to throw on 1st down. Brought in by his back Smith. It's a small gain up to the 38. Knocked down by Jahan Campbell.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
Here we go. Tony.
Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Can't connect over the middle, it's incomplete.
You know exactly what he's thinking. Hopefully next time it's a little bit easier. The degree of difficulty on that one high. Throwing to double coverage, odds are against you.
So after that prior incompletion, it's 3rd down.
Here we go. 18. What's up? 11. South.
They'll throw 3rd and long. Come quickly on the slant. And he is hauled down right at that midfield stripe. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st.
You know, they call the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
So a new set of downs. Here we go, 1st and 10. Stroud off the play fake. And they were finally able to get to him and touch him down, but damage already done as they pick up that 1st down.
Numbers are pretty clear, Kate. You get explosive plays. Those explosive plays on drives lead to points. You can't ask for a better start offensively.
1st down, New York.
They've worked it downfield very well to begin the drive. It's 1st and 10 at the 28. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Jesse Bates getting up for the stop that time.
Hey, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Shotgun now for Stroud. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's stopped as we get closer to our 1st points of this ball game. It's going to be 1st and goal now.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
1st down,
18. What's that? Why, Tony?
From the red zone on 1st. Into a crowd and intercepted. Jesse Bates in to pick it off. And the Saints force the turnover on the 1st series of this game.
Intercepted. The Saints take over 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
From the 40-yard line now, this is 1st and 10.
Check, hurt, hurt. Ready.
There's a dive up the middle. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
It's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You could stick to the ground. You could throw beyond the sticks. You really create some indecision now defensively.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. Quickly out to the right. Complete. And he's got it down to the 30 before going out. A 6-yard gain on the play. And that's good for a Saints first down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Check, man. Here we go. Check.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. That's no way to treat the reigning conference player of the week as they dump him for a loss.
Behind the line of scrimmage.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
Shotgun snap, they'll throw. Short pass brought in. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's good for a new set of downs for New Orleans.
10 at the 13-yard line.
Go. 70 Timberwolves. Hurt. Ready.
They'll run here from the gun. And he'll get about 4 yards as that brings up 2nd down.
With all these collisions these running backs take between the tackles, sure nice to get a little crease on the outside, get in that open field, and let these runners do their thing.
First down run, nabs him 5, now 2nd and 5.
Here we go.
Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And they're going to have 1st and goal when we begin our 2nd quarter. All right, still scoreless through 1 quarter, but that looks like it's going to change pretty soon. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the 2nd. Back to the Superdome of Caesar in just a bit.
Ready.
We're back for the start of the 2nd. Saints have the ball and a chance at 6.
Ready.
First down, and they go right back to him. And they keep him out of the end zone. Can't even get beyond the line. Touchdown denied.
He was taken down.
So the run goes backwards. What do you think, Brock? Is it time that they start getting a little more aggressive, take some more risks offensively?
Not in my book. You've not earned that right. I think a lot of play callers feel that same way, too. Man, you get to earn the right to be aggressive and take shots when you can do the basics, like, I don't know, run for a positive gain.
Defense making a couple of good stops here, and this brings up 3rd and goal.
It's now 3rd.
That's twice now where runs have not gotten them into the end zone, but you've kind of set yourself up. Actually, you set yourself up really well for a little play action right here.
2 yards away from a touchdown to begin this game. Here's 3rd and goal. Back to the well again. And the run will not work. He is soft at the line. This is going to be 4th and short.
Well, that's just about textbook defense and how to shut down an RPO. The coverage was tight, the numbers were up, and then the bodies were there to stuff that run before it could get going.
And they apparently don't want a field goal to start this game. They want 6. They're going for it. 4th down. They're going to throw for it. And the shutout stays alive in the 2nd half as that pass falls incomplete on 4th and goal.
I think this defense was resigned to giving up 3 points on the opening series. Instead, well, they got the chance to deny them anything, and boy, did they ever attack it.
On 1st down, they'll run. Boy, were they ready to try and stick him there for the safety. As it stands, he's only able to maybe get back to the 2.
That right there, my friends, is exactly the kind of pressure and intensity you expect from a defense. Each of these next 2 snaps as well. They want to keep you pinned right there against your own end zone and force you into a very risky punt.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
From his end zone, it's Stroud. Andrews has it, working downfield. He stopped at the spot, he made the catch. So give him, looks like the 27 on that completion. Even 25 on that play. And the Giants are going to have the first down.
At the 27-yard line.
From the gun, Stroud. He's going to loft one deep to the left. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far. It's not met the standard they set for themselves.
We'll try something else from the 27 this time. 2nd and 10.
Here we go. 18. Okay.
Stroud. That's incomplete on 2nd down. Looking for his wide receiver there. So they're left facing 3rd and long. Well, even with the pick on that last drive, partner, he is showing no hesitation whatsoever.
Well, in order to play this game, Kate, at this level, you've got to be aggressive. You can't let a previous mistake really affect your next decision. I'll say this as well. In the NFL, you throw into coverage too many times, there can be more interceptions.
A give now from the gun. They stop him after a gain of about 3. Leaves him looking at 4th down.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
I guess he didn't really quite know his own strength there. That kick cleared the end zone entirely. It's going to be a touchback.
20-yard line.
Ready.
Starting out trips right here. 1st and 10.
Ready.
Now here he goes on the boot. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, he falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
The lack of points and the lack of yards have just gone hand in hand here in the first half, and they both really trace back to the same root cause, an inability to consistently find and exploit any opening in what's been a very sound defensive game plan.
Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up.
That's a throw at this level. With so much speed and length, you got to be real careful. Rarely do you find a clean window down the middle. Got to be absolutely perfect, and it wasn't there.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down.
Let's go now. Ready.
3rd and long, they're going to throw. And there's a man there, it's intercepted. And the Giants have it as he reports the first interception of his young career. Oh, there he was, a step away from making the post-game highlights you see on the news from going viral. Couldn't quite get there. Now they need to punch this one in to convert the interception into points.
It sure wasn't for lack of effort, though, and nobody in this stadium wanted to touch the pay dirt more than that return. He did all he could do. Sometimes you're just an agonizing step or two away from that kind of glory.
And it's not just your quarterbacks, Brock Heward, who got to have short memories. You tell me this too, defenses need them sometime as well.
Yeah, 100%. You give up a big run, well, too bad. No time to dwell on it because you got to line up, buckle up that chin strap, and try to knock them backwards.
2nd and goal coming up from the 7.
Swap. Mother swap. 19 Texas.
To the air, Stroud. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And now they're left with 3rd and goal. Ooh, for a moment, thought those were our first points until he came and knocked it away.
Yeah, I think the message sent pretty clear after that play. You're going to have to try a lot harder than that to be the first ones on the board.
Defense bringing in a 5th DB, 3rd and goal.
All right.
Here's Stroud now. And he hauls it in. Touchdown, New York. The Giants pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Mark Andrews with the touchdown. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Bronk. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
That one splits the uprights, and they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. On now is Dixon to kick this one away. And he just sends this out and over the end zone, so no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball up at the 35 to begin this drive. The Saints enjoying some good field position to start this drive off. 1st and 10 coming up.
Hey, check that, street.
Thrown back, it's the handoff. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4. And we are still waiting for scoring for anybody really to get going as we've hit our 2-minute warning. More from Caesars Superdome in just a moment. So gain of 5 on that first down. Let's see if they can repeat that performance now here on second. The left side, and Gesicki has it. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds.
13 yards on the play.
A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
The ball's on the 48. Here we go. First down.
Let's go. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
They're throwing it. On the move, past the 40. And he's going to be driven out of bounds. The gain gets this down inside the 35.
14 more yards.
Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's good for a Saints first down.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Ready?
Right side, quick pass, complete. And he's going to be driven out, but a nice pickup. Gain about 8, 2nd down.
Hey, you like these results on first. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on 2nd down. That playbook wide open.
Just a yard left to go on 2nd down. Here's the long back on the handoff. This one goes for 3 yards. And that's good for a new set of downs for New Orleans.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
To the air now on 1st and 10. Into the hands of Tyler Lockett. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line.
To Tyler Lockett. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 14-yard line.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
7 Pirates, 19, Tiger, 19.
Dropping back to throw. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Talanoa Hufanga makes the play.
Hurry, bro.
Into the red zone. And he's going to score on the pick 6. Touchdown, New York.
Giants.
Rookie quarterback Brock threw it away their last drive. It seemed like he might have been trying to do too much to make up for that mistake, and instead things snowballed.
Yeah, these are the valuable lessons you have to learn from. You cannot be a mistake repeater. To be a rookie quarterback at App State, he threw 28 of them his rookie year. Sometimes you just learn on the job, but you cannot repeat those kind of mistakes.
And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
First and 10, Saints find themselves with some good field position starting out.
Let's go now. Cowboys, come 19, come 19. Ready?
Back to work they go after the interception. All the left side. taken down at the 43-yard line. Now the Saints hustling people forward. They need to get set.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 43-yard line.
Looking for a pass on 2nd and short. It is Cup left side. And he goes out. Just need one more step there to reach midfield. They get 6 and a first down as well.
Dragon 60. Here we go. Here we go. Hawk 70. Buffalo 18. Trap 60. Trap 60.
Motion, motion, motion.
Go.
We'll look to throw. Cut out left. And he fights his way down to the 35 before the defense can get him out. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's good for a Saints first down.
18. Pioneer.
Sticking to the air here. Brought in downfield by Gesicki. And this is going to get them all the way into the red zone. He's taken down at the 13-yard line. Offense letting the clock reach 3 seconds as they take the timeouts. And they can try a field goal now before halftime.
Ready.
One last play before the break.
Ready. 60. Warriors 70. Ranger, 70 Ranger.
Play clock down to 0, and the flags come out. Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. All right, they're going to call a timeout. 3 seconds left. That means one last play in this half. With only 3 seconds remaining, they're going to bring out that field goal unit. This is from 35 out on the left hash. McManus sends it through, and that'll get him back to 11. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment.
Michael Dixon set to kick off.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. The Saints enjoying some good field position to start this drive off. 1st and 10 coming up.
Ready, ready.
Now a give running right. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Can lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
At the 37-yard line.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8.
Let's go.
Back to throw now. Dumps it off to his running back. And they're all over that screen, Brock. Didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Hey, that's one of those situations as a quarterback that on my grade sheet, that's a negative. That screen was ambushed by the defense, and you've got to throw it away. Just find a way to put it at his feet and not create a negative play for your offense.
And he let his man too much there, Brock. Incomplete. 4th down coming up.
We see this all the time. The number one thing you see NFL defenses do, try to force that 4th down, it's down coverage. Put your cover guys on the field. Let the boys up front cut it loose with pressure, and let the cover guys go shut it down.
Fielded at the 11. And he'll scrape together what he can on the return. He gets it back to the 20.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
First call here coming from the shotgun. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Brought in by his back Smith. And he's brought down at the line.
Complete to number 22.
Kid, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. When one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Throwing is Stroud. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. When we look back at this one, Brock, it is going to be defensive highlight after defensive highlight. And there again, the examples, they just keep coming.
The physical play has been the trademark. Really, from the first snap through this second half, there have not been many just uncontested, clean, efficient plays. Every effort's been answered, and that's why that scoreboard's not been lit up.
Finds him over the middle. He's taken down, but not before he gets this one to the 41. They got 21 yards on the play, and it's good for a New York first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains. There wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
First down, New York.
So first down from the 41.
All right.
18.
Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. This is going to take him up and across midfield there at the opposing 45. Working quickly here.
A gain of 14. First down, Giants.
Stroud off of play action. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
This defense, they had a plan, and they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
After the incomplete pass, here comes 2nd and 10.
All right. 18. Let's go.
Shotgun now for Stroud. That is caught by Brian Thomas Jr. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. They get 19 on that pickup. And the Giants are going to have the first down. Offense in the hurry up here.
First down, Giants.
From the gun, here's a handoff. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it. Here we go. And we'll move to the next.
18.
Looking to throw, Stroud. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Just couldn't find Romadunze there. And now it's third down.
Okay, this quarterback gets out of the pocket, genuinely a coin toss, whether he's going to keep it with his legs or put in the air. Sigh of relief there defensively as that ball falls incomplete.
From the gun, they're going to hand it off. And tackle just in time to prevent that first down. That brings up 4th and maybe a yard.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got a home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you can win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
They'll run for this. And the defense escapes. And a nice drive going. But the defense gets off the field by forcing that turnover on down.
You know, Kate, it's almost like the defense was in the offensive huddle before the play. They dialed up the perfect blitz to encircle and cut off that run. And the reward is they get off the field.
They'll run it from the gun. He's got it in the red zone. There it is. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints shrinking the lead some in the third. Wow, a Just sensational speed from the back that time, Brock. He found a seam, got through it, and he was gone.
You know, it's one thing, Kate, to have singles hitters, right? And you love those, and you appreciate guys that can get on base. But it's the home run hitters that are the difference makers, and what a big-time effort.
Nothing doing on that two-point opportunity. A fail on the conversion.
14, Saints 9.
So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. On the return, here's Jones. Escapes the defender. And this drive will start inside the 25.
The Giants take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
New York to the line. First and 10. The give now out of the shotgun. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday. But doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's second and 10. Now it's Stroud. This has been a trend. Yet another interception. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. Into the end zone he goes. Pick six and a New Orleans touchdown. You get a pick six. You get a pick six. These defenses, Brock, wow, they have competed. Seeing who ends up with the best highlight of the game, huh?
A highlight? You're going to call a pick six and multiple? Highlight case?
No, even if it's your defense doing it, come on, B-Rock.
No highlight for a quarterback.
And that pass is caught inside the end zone. The two-point try comes through, and their lead's a field goal now. No dice the first time they tried it, but this time, Brock, the two-point conversion is successful.
Just felt like they were waiting for the right opportunity to try it once again. Not only to make up for the first attempt, but establish a little confidence from this spot, and who knows? Maybe we'll have a two-pointer that plays a bigger role when this thing's all said and done.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Giants lining things up. First and 10. Handoff now from the gun. Keeps away from one. Space on the right. He's got room. Touchdown, New York. The Giants take a lead just before the end of the third.
You saw me chuckling. You know I love celebrating that run, but you know what I really love? I really love watching those linemen. And they just get to celebrate. They love an explosive play like that. Doesn't mean a long extended drive, just a whole bunch of celebration.
Extra point try now from Lutz. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Giants take a 4-point lead.
21, Saints 17.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. And he'll decide to pass on the return here and take the touchback instead.
Their own 35-yard line.
First and 10. Saints find themselves with some good field position starting out.
Let's go now.
They'll run the counter. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
That's the kind of yardage that's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now, second down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
79 Broncos, 19 Charger, 19
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Looking slant route, complete. And the stop is made just before he's able to reach that midfield strike. So we're through 3 here. It's the Saints' ball. They're down on the scoreboard, but things not out of hand yet.
On the double.
Football's on the 48. Here we go. First down.
Red. Cook. Ready.
He's dropping back to throw. He's got a screen to the running back. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line.
It's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Get up. Cowboy 80. Hey, smash Bronco. Get up.
Running for the marker on second. Well, this is headed the wrong way. They're going to lose yards here, and it's going to bring up third down.
He was taken down.
A great call in a short yardage situation right there, Brock, and that was exactly the type of front that defense needed to have.
Yeah, I agree with you. I love the X's and O's of it, and then even more, the guys going out there and executing it, pulling the trigger to create that loss.
Shotgun now on third down. Complete beyond the marker. He will not score, but that does set him up, Brock, with first and goal, less than a yard away from the end zone.
First down. First and goal at the 1-yard line.
He keeps it himself. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Saints take a fourth-quarter lead. The fact that they pulled that out on a first and goal, Brock, didn't wait for a later down. Gotta imagine that played a part in its success, don't you?
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. It sure did, and I would have loved to see those eyes in the huddle, right? When you call QB sneak and you look at those guys in the huddle, the big guys in particular, many times they will tell you with their body language, we're ready to go, and that group certainly was.
On the return, here's Jones. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
Jones on the return. The Giants take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The New York offense ready to get going here. It's first and 10. They go play action with Stroud. Look at that touch, laid on a platter for him. And he's going to be taken down here after he takes it to the 45. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down. Offense up to the line fast. They'll run here on first down. Well, even a great game is going to have its lesser moments. You can't get anything out of that carry. Stop for no gain.
No gain on the play. Brings up second and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Back-to-back carries here. And he gets across midfield and into Saints territory. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up third and 3.
Looking to throw. Pressure coming, and they take him down. And the defense comes through. Fourth down, that much tougher.
We've learned how valuable sacks in a pass rush are in today's NFL. It's a bit surprising, isn't it, Kate, that that's their first sack of the game, but they found other ways to produce success on both sides of the ball. And they finally pick up a much-needed sack on that stat sheet. 19 Texas.
Desperation time here. Got his man. Thomas has it. And he's hauled out of bounds as he takes this down to the 30. And forget that was fourth down. That is an impressive 22-yard pickup on any play. That gets him a first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They kick the running back in motion. First down, Stroud taking a chance to the end zone. And look at the footwork there, touchdown! The Giants take a fourth-quarter lead. Brian Thomas Jr., the touchdown. Wow, just fantastic work there. Tiptoeing along the back line. The concentration was there. Great catch for 6.
Yeah, the concentration and the body control. I don't know how these receivers do it in this day and age. There's no space to work with, yet they have such an awareness to secure it first, to tap dance the line, and go get that touchdown.
He fields it from the 8. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
New Orleans has the offense set. All right, Brock, here's 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run.
These edge defenders in the league today, Kate, they've got so much on their list to do. A huge to-do list. They got to get to the passer, they got to set an edge, and they got to stop that run game, not just on the end of the line, but in that case, right in the middle of the field.
Working now from the gun. Hauled in by Lockett, right side. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in New Orleans. And they're not going to have to burn a timeout. Smart play here. He gets out of bounds with the 1st down. Saints needing 4 points.
Ready, set.
So they'll head up here 1st and 10 from the 34.
Here we go. Ready.
They give it to him again. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
On the set.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7.
Let's go now.
Back to throw. Here's his running back. And he picks up about 6 on the play. Stopped though right near the marker. Didn't get it. 3rd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 1.
Now to throw. That one's nabbed by Allen. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. The Saints calling for a timeout. They're first.
That's good for a Saints.
Ball's on the 48. Here we go. 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
He'll look to throw it. They'll just throw it away, but here comes the flag. There was nobody in the neighborhood of that one. Well, I've always wanted to ask this, and this feels like the perfect moment, Brock. Is there ever a time where a quarterback feels intentional grounding is actually worth it?
No. I don't think so. Not for your team, not for your play caller, not for your coach, not for the game situation. There really isn't a time. You've got to find an outlet, somewhere to throw that ball away safely.
And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you can take a lick at any time.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. To throw. He goes back to him yet again. Complete. And he gets out of bounds to save that final timeout. Just picks up the 1st down, too.
Well, you don't normally get that type of outcome on a slant. You're just looking for a short yard gain. But find the right type of athlete with space to work before and a perfectly placed ball after the catch. Well, it's a perfect play to break it big.
To the line for a new set of downs. Only a lone timeout at their disposal. Here's a quick pass. Cut outright. And he gets out of bounds to save that final timeout. This picks up the 1st down, too.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
Gotta think this is 4-down territory, Brock, as they come up here 1st and goal.
Come on.
They'll try and punch it in. modest gain here on a run that ends with him going out of bounds. An 8-yard pickup, and now it's second and goal.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
They're lining up on the doorstep. Second and goal from inside the 1. He has it on the QB sneak. And he will score and give them the lead in the final minute. So what a finish this is shaping up to be. The late touchdown here, Brock, moves them in front.
And week to week, what a pleasure it is for us to call these games. We never know what kind of game we're going to get. This one's been everything you could have wanted. And now, even though they've taken the lead, there's still enough time on that other sideline for them to go mount a response.
On now is McManus to kick this away. On the return, here's Jones. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
Jones on the return. The Giants take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. First and 10.
Here we go. 19 tech. 19. That's right.
Here he is to throw. He finds Adunze downfield. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop it. The Giants using their first timeout. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. In quite the time crunch here, Brock, but still 2 timeouts to burn. It's first down.
19. That's right. Hey, Uno Mars. 11.
Setting up to pass. Escapes the pocket. And really, oh, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. And that sack quickly changes the tone of this series, Brock. It's second down.
Final quarter, this quarterback's just feeling the need to do a little extra, try to make something happen outside the pocket. But the problem, defense wouldn't let them. They have that same kind of urgency. They want to make some plays of their own before they hit the showers. And they got one right there with that sack.
Look the hot. Under.
Hey, that's your man.
Bucky. 19 Texas.
From the gun, Stroud. That one's going to fall incomplete. No luck there. Just 11 seconds remaining.
That was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. We like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
Last pass unsuccessful. Let's see what they do on third down.
Oh, ready. Hey, Uno. Hey, south. Hey, Uno Mars. 11.
Throwing now. Has him on the quick hitter. And they get this down to the 44 before he stops. So a timeout's taken, just 5 seconds left. And after the pause, we're going to see our last play of the game.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44.
All right. 18. What's that?
Stroud to throw on first down. Short pass brought in. And he's going to be driven out of bounds. The gain gets this down inside the 35.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
And with 2 seconds remaining in our contest, we're going to see what both teams decide to do with this final play. Here comes Will Lutz. A lot riding on this field goal try. It's a 50-yard look from the right hash. It has the distance, and it's on target. It's good! Man, this has been such a great game. Nobody is ready for it to end just yet. After 4 quarters, we're headed to overtime. And there's still something being celebrated by the fans, isn't it, Brock? A coin toss might not decide the game anymore here in overtime. Both sides guaranteed a possession now, even if the first team scores a touchdown. And if we're tied after those 2 series, it is next score wins.
Brandon McManus set
It's a new look to NFL overtime. Let's see how this plays out as we get underway with some bonus football. On the return, here's Jones. Mismanages to get just beyond that 30-yard line.
Jones on the return. The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
New set of downs for him from the 31. On 1st down, they'll run. They'll take him down after he advances this up to about the 43. It's a gain of 12 on that one. And it's good for a New York 1st down.
A gain of 12.
Well, the offense is certainly moving on the right track so far. In past years, for a potential game-winning touchdown. But let's not forget, Brock, the other side will get a chance to answer no matter what happens on this opening series.
Yeah, and that response is something for their defense to worry about. All these 11 gentlemen need to do is continue the steady progress downfield and getting that opening first down. So critical to any possession, but even more so in overtime.
A chance to take the lead and set themselves up for a win. Gotta make this count as they come up on 2nd down. Shotgun now, 1st round. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here.
Look at hot, look at hot. What's that? 18. What's that?
Third and long for him here. Completed over the middle. And they get this down to 44 before he stopped. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st.
Such a terrific job by the receiver. You can't give that route away. You got to run a curl. And the best curl and go, hook and go, out and up guys, Kate, they run that initial route full speed. He did. Got the defense to bite, and the play went right over his head.
Here we go. Tony.
Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. Connects on the crosser. He's got it in the red zone. And there's the stop after he drives this down to the 13. That one goes for 31 yards. And the Giants are going to have the 1st down. All right, so an important landmark crossed on that play. They're inside the red zone now, partner. Now, new overtime rules mean they can't win it with a touchdown, but more times than not, a touchdown does ensure they don't lose it on the next series either.
Yeah, and you do all this work, all this heavy lifting to get into the red zone. It's got to be a touchdown, and that's all you're thinking offensively. You are not going to feel good coming off the field if you got to settle for 3.
The Saints are all over this one. Great work by the defense. It's 3 sacks for the game so far. Brings up 2nd down.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB can run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Hits him on the out route. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14.
There's no route on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
5 men in the secondary for the Saints. 3rd down.
Here we go, let's go. Monkey, 118. What's that? Hey, south. Under.
Here he is to throw. Throw is caught. And into the end zone. Touchdown, New York. The Giants claim a 6-point lead. Mark Andrews with the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. A second touchdown through the air for him, Brock, and independent of the game situation. We both know he's going to be happy to leave the field with 2 of them in one game.
One touchdown, you just might be right time, right place. But 2 touchdowns in a game is always about the preparation. The separation to the preparation. It's doing that work on the practice field and knowing before the game that when my number's called, I'm going to be there to deliver.
Set to kick off.
Well, in past years, this game would have been over on that score. But starting this year, their opponents get to respond as we are back underway. Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. The Saints enjoying some good field position to start this drive off. 1st and 10 coming up.
Here we go. 70 line.
Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. We call that one a gain of, let's say, 2 yards. It's 2nd down.
At the 47-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
So it's a win for the visiting Giants. Man, they were facing a top 5 defense this week, Brock, but they made them look anything but. What a great performance to get this win.
Yeah, you could come in, Kate, with this awe and mystique of, gosh, we're facing one of the best defenses in the league. But as soon as you get those first points, you realize, you know what? They're mortal just like the rest of us, and they took the fight right to them.